So I've made a small list of important things to look out for in technique in swimming, and I'd like to share the list with you, and it'd be great if you could share a bit more insight into why these things are important. And I'll start off with the catch as the most important thing in swimming.
Yes, so the catch, I think, just to explain quickly, is your goal is to use only your hand and your forearm. So don't use your elbow at the start and try to keep your shoulder close to your cheek. So you will be able to perform high elbow in your catch.
Second, I've put down pull, so the phase right after the catch.
Yes, in a pull, the goal is not pull under your stomach. Try to pull slightly wider than your shoulder. In this case, you'll have the most power in your stroke.
Thirdly would be breathing.
Breathing, I think we should use the rule called one goggle rule. When you breathe is one goggle above the water, one goggle is under the water. And one small tip, you can also use your chin. Just lift your chin slightly higher. So you can keep your head slightly lower and chin slightly higher. Yes, it's a weird habit, but it will definitely help you with your body position.
Now, when you breathe, obviously you'll slightly rotate your body to the one side, obviously to rotate your head and get air into your lungs. But rotation is, I think, something very important as well, because if you rotate too much, that will give you too much water resistance. So the fourth point I've put down is rotation.
Yes, the rotation, the best angle is around 40 degrees. If we will rotate less, what will happen is we will be more shoulder driven. It's good for the sprint, but if you're talking about long and efficient swimming, we have to use all of our body. So it will be stabilized, it will be balanced in our body. But if we will over rotate, like 60 degrees, even more, what will happen is you won't be able to use your big muscles like chest, like lat muscle, and also your hip will start to sink. Because when we are flat, when we are on the side, we're sinking much faster than we on our flat.
After the breath, obviously, comes the recovery of your arm. Would you want us to give us a quick review on why that is important, and maybe as well the differences in a high elbow recovery and a straight arm recovery?
Yes, so recovery is very important. It's where you basically, obviously, your arm recovers because swimming is all about the balance. When you pull, you engage your arm, you spend energy, and when the arm is in the air, it has to rest, has to recover. And about differences between straight arm recovery and bent arm recovery is in the high elbow recovery, what happens is we allow our hand and forearm fully rest. So your arm will recover more. Your arm will recover faster. But with a straight arm recovery, it works more for sprints because you can roll your arms faster. You can have a higher stroke rate. But again, it's all about balance. If you do your straight arm recovery, you can swim faster, but you'll get tired also faster. But with the high elbow recovery, your hand and forearm will recover faster and you'll be just slightly slower. So that's why you can see in the Olympic Games or anywhere in long distance swimming, almost like 9 out of 10 people swim with the high elbow recovery. It's where basically your hand is just lower than your elbow. Simple. And for the sprint, 50, 100 freestyle, people swim mostly with the straight arm recovery.
And I think there's a good drill as well to train this high elbow recovery. A drill where you kind of drag your hand along in the water.
Yes, there's many drills that help you with the filling of the water and so on. For example, the drill that you said, some people call it drag swimming, some people call it gentle swim. Yes, this is one of my favorite drills. I like also when you touch your armpit, where you just try to shake your hand drill, where you do just normal freestyle. So it also always helps you to kind of feel your body more, feel that your hand is relaxed. This is the purpose of these drills.
And to feel the water as well, I guess, probably.
Yes, of course.
And I think that is a very important thing for people to know, that you need to feel the water. You need to be able to feel the water and the connection between your body and the water. And I think people forget as well that swimming is in an environment where you most probably are not used to being in, or you're only in that environment when you actually swim. Whereas when you run, for example, the motions you do while running are simple motions that you do every single day. When you walk to the bus stop, when you get out of bed and walk to the fridge or walk to the shower, these are the motions you do while running. But in swimming, the motions you do in swimming with the resistance in swimming, you only have while being in the swimming pool. And that's why it's even more so important for swimmers and people who want to get into swimming to develop that feeling for the water and the connection between your body and the water.
Yes, I totally agree because swimming is just unique sport in the sense that for humans, water is not our original habitat. Your body straight away increases the stress level because of it, because it just doesn't understand why we're here, why we're in the water, why we're in a horizontal position. If we're in a horizontal position, your body used to sleep only, but now you have to move your arms, legs, basically your whole body structure start to work. So this is also one of the biggest problems for beginners, just to calm your body down, to understand, okay, it's fine. Don't need to stress about it. Just breathe calmly and just start working. That's why we have this thing, how you said it's called filling of the water. Because if you don't swim, if, for example, you miss 2 or 3 weeks of trainings, you'll jump in the pool and you will just you already lost all your feelings of the water and you will feel kind of, it's not your thing anymore. That's why for the swimmers, especially in trainings, people train so much, especially before the competitions when they're tapering. They spend so much time on feeling of the water with the doing certain drills, sculling, and so on. So they'll just feel better during the competitions.
And I think that is very important for people to understand as well, because I think a lot of people probably give up a lot quicker than they should do when they start off in swimming, because it doesn't feel right and they don't feel the water the way that they think it should be. And that obviously takes a lot of time. But I still have the final bullet point of important things to look out for in technique. And the final point would be your kick. And I know you said in the beginning that swimming is a very arm-dominated sport, but the kick, I think we can both agree, is almost as important.
Yes, you're right. Kicking is very important, especially for sprints, because we don't want our legs to act as anchors. We want our legs to help us. Even though, again, is arm dominant sport, as we agreed, but if your legs doesn't work right, this is the only part that can make you slower. So we have to have a proper legs. We have to kick from our hip, not from our knees, right? So we try to keep our legs mostly straight. And of course, just because of the different kicking techniques, we have different freestyle styles. So like 2-bit kick, 4-bit kick, and 6-bit kick.
When people start out in swimming, or maybe want to improve in swimming, they probably might not know where exactly to start. Do they start with their underwater? Do they start with their kick? Do they start with their pull? Do they start with stamina, with technique? If someone would come to you and ask you, Anjay, what is one thing I need to start to improve on, or where should I start to improve in swimming, what would you tell them?
Yes, if the person comes to me and they're completely rookie, completely beginner, what the thing we'll fix first is breathing. So because if you don't breathe properly, right, if you don't inhale or exhale properly, your stress level will go up, your heart rate will go up, and then everything else become irrelevant. So the first thing, we'll set up proper breathing. We'll give them a basis of how to do it, and then we can start thinking about our body position, what we have to do with the kicking, and after we set up kicking, body position, and breathing, we can start already thinking about the arms.